go back and hear from the ISKCON Network YouTube. So this bhajan is one. Thank you. So he has written a series of bhajans. So this one is called Sharanagati, which is a surrender. And in that, he has a different section. So this section is actually talking about Goptatve Varanam Tatha, means Krishna is our protector and maintainer. So this is one of those bhajans. And Krishna willing, hopefully we'll get to hear some more in the coming weeks. Mataji, can we start?
जाने की बाले तुम्हारा धामेते होइनो शरणागता कि जाने की बाले तुम्हारा धामेते होइनो शरणागता कि जानी की बले तुम्हारा धामेते होइनो शरणागता तारणे रता पतिता तारणे रता पतिता तारणे रता भरसाया भरसाया मार ते मात्र नाथ तुम्ही तो करुणामय तव दया पात्र नाही मोरा सामा অবশ্য গুছাবে ভয়, অবশ্য গুছাবে ভয়, অবশ্য জানি কি বলে তোমার ধামেতে হইন শরণাগত। হইন আমারে তারিতে কাহারো সাকাতি আবনি ভিতরে নাহি। আমারে তারিতে কাহারো সাকাতি আবনি ভিতরে নাহি। দয়াল ঠাকুরা ঘোষণা তোমারা, আধম পামরে ত্রাহি, আধম পামরে ত্রাহি, আধম সকল ছাড়িয়া আসিয়াছি আমি তোমার চরণে না। সকল ছাড়িয়া আসিয়াছি আমি তোমার চরণে না। আমি নিত্য দাস তুমি পালাইত, আমি নিত্য দাস তুমি পালাইত। তুমি গোপ্তা জগন্নাথ, তুমি গোপ্তা জগন্নাথ। তোমারা সকাল আমি মাত্র দাস, আমারা তারিবে তুমি। তোমার চরণ করিনু বারণ, তোমার চরণ করিনু বারণ। আমারা নাহি তো আমি, আমারা নাহি তো আমি। हमारा नाही तो आम्ही, हमारा नाही तो आम्ही. भक्ति विनोद कांडिया शरण लोए छे तो मारा पाय. भक्ति विनोद कांडिया शरण लोए छे तो मारा पाय. क्षमिया पराधा नामे रुचि दिया. क्षमिया पराधा नामे रुचि दिया. पालना करो हे ताय, पालना करो हे ताय. कि जानी की बले तो मार धामे ते होइनु शरणागत. होइनु शरणागत.
So we'll just try to go through the translations one by one and see how we can take it a little further deeper. How has one such as I come to your shelter? Surely it's by your mercy alone. For you are ever seeking the purification and deliverance of the fallen souls. We can just meditate on this message just for a moment, just close the eyes. And how come we are sitting in this temple room? I mean, there is so much happening, Chicago, summer, but we have chosen this. And for that, we are very, very fortunate. And as I was meditating on this message, it is true, we have a part in this, we have chosen. But also, it is someone has given us this seed, someone has given us this fortune. And I was thinking of Srila Prabhupada, how he has touched each of our lives in different ways through his books, through his representatives, through prasadam, and like wherever we go, we have the devotees. And so much mercy is flowing, and that's actually the reason we have this fortune today. And this beautiful verse is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 19:151. Many of you might have known this. Brahmanda Brahmite kon bhagyavan jeev, Guru Krishna prasade pai bhakti lata bij. Out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. The seed it is dormant in our hearts, but only when we are in the association with spiritual master and the devotees, it can actually starts getting nourished and gets flourished. And only through that we actually, sorry. We actually are able to get this fortune. And Srila Prabhupada actually writes in many, many of these purports how Krishna is more eager, much more eager than us to get us back. We may be thinking, okay, I don't have the capacity, I don't know if I can do all that. But it's not that we have to do this, we have to go on this path based on our capacity. It's Krishna who is actually so much wanting us to go back to him. So we can understand how much Krishna is eager, and we just have to say yes and stand there while he's trying to pick us up. Then the next one, you are my only hope, for you are full of compassion and mercy. There is no one who needs your mercy more than I. You will surely drive away all fear. This is one thing which really attracts me whenever we hear Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's prayers. He says, you can't find anyone lower than me. And we obviously see how elevated he is. But it's not that, he's feeling low of himself. With respect to Krishna, he is understanding how insignificant, and it is only through his mercy that we have this hope or inspiration, even to practice devotional service. Forget about perfecting. And we have this very, very amazing verse from the 3rd canto, 2nd chapter, 23rd verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Uddhava actually speaks about Krishna to Vidura. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jigham sayapayayapyadya sadhvi lebhe gatim dhatruchitam tatonyam kam va dayalum sharanam vrajema kam va dayalum sharanam vrajema. Alas, how shall I take shelter of one who is more merciful than he, who granted the position of mother to a she-demon, Putana, although she was unfaithful, and she prepared deadly poison to be sucked from her breast. All of us must have been familiar with this Putana story, where her intention was actually to kill Krishna. That's how she came. But she just dressed as a mother, and she came nursing Krishna, and he just saw that action, forgot the intention, and gave her the nurse position who is assisting Mother Yashoda. If you are here yesterday, Amarendra Prabhu was so beautifully describing what is Mother Yashoda's position and how intimate she has this connection with Krishna. The relationship is so intimate, so wonderful just to hear. And Krishna is so merciful, so loving that he gave the position assistant of Mother Yashoda to Putana, who actually came to kill him. So we can only imagine what would he do, what would he not do for us who have little sincerity in our hearts and trying to be closer and trying to serve him. The next one. No one else has the power to deliver me. O merciful Lord, by your declaration, kindly deliver this vile and lowly sinner. Last week before that, His Holiness Rumpa Swami Maharaj was here, and he was speaking about this Bhishma Dev's prayers. And this is a beautiful painting, very, very attractive. It actually shows Krishna's multiple interactions, how he is fulfilling Bhishma Dev's vision of seeing Krishna in the Chivalry Rasa. At the same time, he actually broke his promise that he won't hold a weapon in the Kurukshetra battle just to protect Arjuna. So this verse from Bhagavad Gita, 9th chapter, 31st verse, he's saying, he quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Google Chrome
So he's
window
not
is
saying that.
selected. You will
He's
need to
actually
keep this
asking
window
Arjuna, you
open,
declare.
so do not
Because we may
minimize it,
question,
or else
hey, you know
won't
what,
see
Krishna,
the
you have
window
broken
appear.
your word.
But
So if
once
you
do that,
declare,
go ahead
who
and
knows,
select
maybe
OK.
you'll
I'm
you'll
gonna
again
shrink
break
this
that.
down a little
So
bit.
that's why he's
And now to
saying,
clean this
I'll
up,
never
so I
break
just
my
have my camera
devotee's
showing.
promise.
I wanna press
Whatever
the
my
Alt key
devotee
on
says,
Windows
that's
or
going
the
to be
Option
true.
key on Mac. And this
So
will
he's
allow me to
actually
shrink
asking
in
Arjuna
to
to declare
download,
that
and you'll go to
he is
GitHub,
he is
and then within
always going to
here,
be
you're
there
just
for
gonna wanna
his
scroll all
devotees,
the way down
and he's
and download the
promising that
corresponding
he,
asset depending
the
on your
devotee never
operating system.
perishes.
The
And that
installation is very
protection and that
straightforward. You're gonna wanna
promise
make sure
is for our
mine's gonna be the
devotional
Elgato
service and
Facecam.
our relationship
There
with
it
him.
is.
Whatever
Gonna
may
select
happen in our
OK.
material
And now, as
circumstances,
you can see, we
if
have
we
the source
somehow or
added,
other
but
hold
look
on to
behind me.
Krishna's
It's
lotus
so,
feet,
like, it's
he is going to be there
I'm gonna
for
keep
us.
my
He's
name
never
blur.
going to
And then
leave that
within here, This
relationship.
is where you can set the type of blur that you
The next stanza is, I have given up
want.
everything
So
and
my
come to your
recommendation,
lotus feet.
honestly, is to
We may
go
not be at
with
this
Gaji.
stage,
That's what I
but we can appreciate Bhaktivinoda
out the
Thakur's mood.
apply a mask
I am your
filter. So
eternal
once you check that
servant,
box,
and you are my
bottom, we're not
proprietor
gonna
and
touch.
maintainer,
And now I'm gonna
O
select
Lord of the
invert
universe.
region, so that'll blur
So I thought we
the
can
surrounding
actually
area, but as you can see, it's
reflect a
still,
little
like,
bit
pretty
on this
sharp.
verse.
So we're going to want to add a
So
little
you
bit
can
of a feather
have
to that.
a
So take the
maybe
feather
groups
option,
of three
and then scroll that down maybe to
people
about halfway
and
or so.
think of a
And then just
specific
make
incident
adjustments
which
to
was
your edges
troublesome
so
for
you can make
you,
it look down.
and
I'm
think
gonna
of
use the Alt
how
key,
Krishna
which I
extended his
linked below. So
protection,
check out the other cool
or
things that
we
you can do
felt
with this
protected
plugin.
by
Just be
Krishna at
careful
that
not to
time.
overdo it with some of these
If
features,
time
as it
permits,
can
do
ramp
that
up your
now.
CPU
If
and
not,
your
after
GPU.
the class,
Less
write
is more
down your
sometimes.
feelings that
But
you
thank
had
guys
at
so
that
much for staying to
time
the very end of the
during
video. If
that
you enjoyed it, make sure
troublesome
you hit it with a big thumbs up.
situation where Krishna
Subscribe to the
extended
channel
the
for
protection,
and now
or
we
we
wanna
felt
check
his
out the
protection.
apply a
And
mask
what do you
filter.
feel
So
now
once you check
about
that
it?
box off, you're gonna get
So the
additional
discussion
options that you
part,
can
the
modify. For the mask
specific
type, I'm just gonna
incident,
keep that
you
as
could discuss
region,
in the
and then
group
for
of
the
three.
edges, I'm gonna adjust that
Write
in
down
to
feelings if
fill
you have
my
time.
face,
Otherwise,
like
you
my
could do
position.
after
So
the
about
class. We'll have 5 minutes for that. So if you can quickly just look around and just be with 2 more people. Yes, I can keep the phone.
It doesn't matter. Now what we want to do is we want to change
We have 2 more minutes. One more minute, devotees. You can take 30-second more to conclude. I know you may not want to stop these discussions. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. I hope that would have helped to really reflect and consciously see Krishna's presence and protection and his reciprocation in our lives. Any 2 volunteers would like to share what this exercise has done? Don't go into the details of the discussions, but just what this discussion has helped. If anyone can share. Yeah, thank you. Tripti Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, everybody. I think the 4 of us talked here in this group, and I think the common theme here for all of us was that we've gone through, circumstances, some things that have happened in our lives, and during those times, it felt very troublesome. We thought we were angry. We were, not sure Krishna exists, not exists. We questioned that, but we stayed faithful to him. And looking back, things kind of worked out, and I think it's just strengthened all of our faiths in Krishna, knowing that he is there and will always be there. We may stray, but he's there pulling us back. So I think that's a message we definitely, all of us felt, the 4 of us here.
Amazing, amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mantini. Who else would like to share? Any Prabhujis? Thank you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So in our discussion, we discussed how Krishna is helping through devotee association And the spiritual master himself, one of the Prabhus shared how he stayed with him and personally giving the Krishna consciousness bhakti. And also other devotees shared how when he traveled from India to US that he got to stay in a devotee's house next to the temple. So these are all wonderful ways that Krishna is helping us or protecting us. Is what we
Thank you
discussed.
so much. Thank you. I'm sure all of you would have taken something. So if you haven't, I know it's a short time, 5 minutes. If you haven't got to write down the feelings, take a few minutes right after the class or after you go back home. Write down those feelings and keep it for you, as Tripti Mataji and Kishore Prabhu was sharing. It is going to help us. Next time, it may not be too far when we have to go through those kind of situations. Just reflecting on these feelings can actually help us to stay grounded and not be in the same position as being angry or frustrated. Yeah, and that's a beautiful point Prabhu was sharing about maintenance. So it's not just the material life or material resources. Maintenance is taken care of by Krishna, but also our devotional service. We think we are practicing devotional service, but we have the association and all the resources. And even if sometimes we don't want to, come, but the devotees pull us. Hey, come on, what are you doing? They'll call us or they'll pull us. So Krishna works in amazing ways to protect and maintain us. The next thing is, everything is yours. I'm merely a servant, certain that you will deliver me. I have chosen your lotus feet as my only shelter. I no longer belong to myself. Of course, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is able to realize this, and he is saying everything is yours. But if you ask any of us, certainly for me, I'll be like, I'm not sure if everything is Krishna. I have worked so hard. I have studied hard. I'm doing so much. So certainly something belongs to me. We may have that kind of feeling. So I found this verse in 10th chapter. This is part of the Chatushloki verses, where Krishna says, he is the source of all spiritual and material worlds. So whatever we are thinking, it's mine. The intelligence or the wealth or power or anything we can think of, the job or the money or the house, car, anything we can name it, the source is actually coming from Krishna. So in that sense, it actually belongs to Krishna. Yes, we are taking care of it. He is letting us taking care of those stuff based on our past karma and what we deserve. What we desire and deserve, Krishna is allowing us to have these facilities. But that doesn't mean that I own it. I'm not, creating the company where I'm working, or I'm not creating the money, what I'm getting. So in that sense, we can understand how Krishna is the source of everything. And what it can do for us, knowing that we may be insignificant, but we are not irrelevant. So we have this connection with Krishna. We have that relationship with Krishna. So when we understand that, we can actually, recognize our relevance and continue to exist, continue to practice devotional service in that mood. Otherwise, what happens is, I'm like nothing, I'm this, I'm that, whatever, the mind throws all this stuff and says, forget about devotional service, forget about everything. Anyway, you're nothing. But we are not nothing. We are part and parcel of Krishna. We have this connection. We are relevant to him. As we were reading in the first verse, Krishna is so eager for all of us to go back to him. So we can remember that connection, that everything is coming from Krishna, including us. So that means we are relevant to him. And now the last one. This is really amazing just to see how Bhaktivinoda Thakur is expressing his heart, very deep humility and that deep connection. Weeping, Bhaktivinoda takes shelter at your lotus feet. Forgive his offenses, afford him a taste for the holy name, and kindly maintain him. I was thinking of Amarendra Prabhu's talk yesterday. he was saying it's not, our problem is not the opportunity to chant. There may be so many people out there who may not know about chanting. They don't know about the potency of the holy name, the potency of the process of devotional service. But for us, as we saw, we are very, very fortunate to get to this. First of all, getting the human birth itself is difficult. And after that, getting in contact with the devotees and getting to know this process is even more difficult. So it's like extremely, extremely fortunate situation. And when we come to that situation, if we just take it light and take it for granted, we are actually missing out like a big time. So we can actually, we may not be in this position, weeping in the same mood as Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but we can actually take inspiration wherever we are. And we can actually imbibe this mood of praying to Krishna, forgive my offenses, afford me a taste for the holy name. So yesterday Prabhu was saying it's the taste that we are missing, because in the whatever is the circumstances which lead us based on our offenses or taking it lightly, it just becomes mechanical for those of us who have been in the process for some time. If we are not consciously cultivating, having that intention to every day revisit that sankalpa, why am I practicing devotional service? Why am I chanting 16 rounds? Okay, I vowed to my spiritual master. But what is it really doing for me? It's not just mindlessly doing something and checking that box. I really want to develop this relationship with the holy name, develop this relationship with Krishna, and do this to please my spiritual master and Krishna. When we chant in that mode, when we do our services in that mode, when we are serving the Vaishnavas, when we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, any devotional activity, when we do in that mode, that's when we can actually feel that relationship. All the dryness and mechanical will go away. And when we are in that mode, obviously we have seen how loving and how merciful Krishna is. Obviously, he will maintain us, he will protect us, he will be there for us. 6:15, but if we can just sing maybe couple Hare Krishna mantras, and you can actually be in that meditation. Take one inspiring message from these various messages that we have seen, and just try to take that deep, as Mataji would like take us through little kirtan, some meditative kirtan. Thank you.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much for patiently being here and participating. If any of you have any quick question, we can take one question and then we can conclude our Sunday Feast talk today. Okay, thank you so much. The prasadam will be served outside. can take the darshan. Oh, I'm sorry, announcements. Yeah. Sorry, we'll have the Sunday feast announcements. Just bear with us a few more minutes.
Thank you very much, Shatrupa Mataji and Amrita Keli Mataji. If you all loved their bhajans and kirtans, say a loud Hari Bol to them. Hari Bol! Okay. So, as most of you know, may not be aware or may be aware, I think anywhere between 200 to 300 hours go in running our temple, man hours in running our temple. It could be different services. May it be pujari services, may it be cleaning, cooking, and whatnot, right? And all these services are done by volunteers every Sunday, every week, and whatnot. And every week we are recognizing one devotee each week for their contribution through their services. Unfortunately, the devotee that we picked today to recognize, she's not here, so I will leave that there, and then we'll recognize her next week. Because I just wanted to share this because some of you are aware that there's a pattern going every week, right? And this week that's not going to happen because that particular Mataji is not here. Secondly, our Sunday feast is only possible by generous sponsorship every Sunday. Some devotees, either it could, they sponsor a feast because of somebody's birthday or somebody's anniversary or somebody's passing away, and like this, various reasons. So today we have two wonderful devotees who are sponsoring the feast. The first is Madhukar Prabhu and Priyanka Mataji. They're celebrating their daughter Medha's birthday. I think Medha is here. Yes, Haribol. Medha, please come forward and receive some prasadam. So she turned 13, so that means she's entering teenage now. The next sponsorship is Damodar Leela Das Prabhu and family. They're sponsoring Sunday feast for his father's 27th Punyatiti and seeking blessings from all Vaishnavas. Anybody here from Damodar Leela Prabhu's family? Yes, Amba is here. Yes. Mm-hmm. So let us all seek blessings of their lordships on these wonderful souls by saying the Hare Krishna Mahamantra one time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. For those who are seeking more information about sponsorship, we have one more sponsor. Okay, yes. For those who are seeking further information on this sponsorship, we cook a wonderful feast downstairs and serve anywhere to 100 to 120 people that visit our Sunday evening. So those who are interested can reach out to Abhay Prabhu is here, or Abhay Prabhu is here. So if you're interested, he can share information about it. Do we have sponsor for next week, Prabhuji? Not yet, right? No. So if anybody is interested in sponsoring next week's feast, please do reach out to Abhay Prabhu. Like I said again, every week's prasadam is also possible only by volunteers. So this week's Sunday cooking team and cleaning team are cooking team Shrikant Prabhu, Shraddha Mataji, Zach Prabhu, Amalatmana Prabhu, Tejas Prabhu, and Gopal Hari Prabhu. They cook the Ekadashi feast. And today's cleaning team is Madhukar Prabhu, Sandeep Prabhu, and Naresh Prabhu. A loud Haribol to this wonderful team. Haribol! So we'll move on to the next part of today's program. You can move forward and get the blessings of the Lordship and then go and honor prasadam downstairs.
So hard. Why? So hard it is. So hard. So hard. Hand in pain. Soft, I need. Huh? Very hard. Little better, little, not much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very low. This is not sound. This is not sound. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare. That nice. The creation of harmony noise. I think that is nice. Hey, Prabhu. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare Hare Ha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare This is sound nice, but heavy tight. My hand is broken. It's broken before. I cannot